Welcome to Dar Headlines. I'm Louisa Liu. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi volunteers can be found in the worst-hit areas of Sichuan, China, hard at work, helping disaster victims rebuild their lives. At the Tzu Chi service point in Ponghua village, volunteers are teaching local youngsters about the positive effects of conservation.
The atmosphere here is bustling and lively. The Tzu Chi disaster relief team has mobilized all its members to cook hot food for local people at the temporary kitchen set up in Ponghua village. While they prepare food, the daily recycling work has already been taken care of. Local youngsters have enlisted themselves as environmental volunteers, helping the Tzu Chi aunties and uncles by sharing their workload. Diligently flattening used bottles, these boys and girls have come to understand the importance of recycling through practice.
Don't destroy Mother Nature. When you see litter or bottles, pick them up.
You shouldn't spit, because that pollutes the environment.
Tzu Chi volunteers trek deep into the heart of the disaster area to alleviate suffering, while not forgetting to communicate the message of environmental protection. Local youngsters are learning each day to rebuild their lives with conservation in mind.
Tzu Chi medical relief teams are finding many alleys in their work in earthquake-hit Sichuan. In particular, one pair of volunteer doctors have traveled from Fujian's Fuding Hospital to the clinic set up at Luoshui Elementary School.
Upon seeing the volunteers arrive at the medical station, these waiting youngsters line up to greet them. Volunteers prepare their daily relief tasks and doctors begin seeing patients. Waiting since early morning, the elderly men and women are eager to explain their ailments. This bespectacled doctor has come from Fujian. Wan Jinhong is a senior staff member at Fuding Hospital, serving there for more than 11 years. This is his first time to work in disaster relief operations.
We felt we should be doing something for the people here, giving our love. So we applied to come here and do what we can.
This woman is Song Yunxia, also from Fuding Hospital. Originally from Sichuan, she easily communicates with the locals. She is keenly affected by their suffering.
I'm originally from Sichuan, so I'm better able to grasp their ailments. I thought that if I can, I'll try to stay a little longer, because I don't have any problems communicating.
These doctors and nurses are working side by side with volunteers from all over, cooperating to guarantee the health of this ravaged community.
In addition to free clinics, Tzu Chi's aid relief team also made house calls to nearby tent areas and residential homes. During their visit, the doctors gave medical treatment to an 80-year-old lady who had been lying in bed due to a blister and bed sore.
Under the blazing sun, volunteers and doctors are going around the tent area near Luoshui Elementary School to treat more patients. In this tent, they discovered an old lady whose heel was swollen to the size of an egg. Doctors immediately tend to it. A blister so big takes meticulous care to treat. Doctors put on their masks and gloves to begin operation. Working their magic, doctors make an incision on the blister and clean the inside. After wrapping it up, doctors say all it needs now is a regular change of dressings.
Her blister is under the epidermis, but above the dermis. She just needs to protect it from rubbing against things. As long as her skin is not damaged, she will recover soon.
Since the Sichuan quake, the old lady has been confined to bed, causing a bed sore. Thankfully, this will soon heal. Exhorting over and over again, all for the good of the patient. This 78-year-old lady says she has no appetite to eat since the quake. Volunteers encourage her to eat some cake, but the thought of being apart from her family saddens her.
How lively it is to have a family dinner together. My youngest son was injured in the quake.
Her son's foot is wounded and he stays in Chengdu Hospital now. She's worried.
Now a few weeks have passed the earthquake, and the initial phase of urgent medical services is complete. However, the long road to recovery will continue.
Youth throughout the Sichuan region were profoundly affected by the collapse of thousands of schools during the earthquake. Many are feeling isolated and traumatized by the death of their classmates. One brother-sister pair has discovered the value of volunteering their services to others. As this crisis slowly winds down, they are leading the way towards rebuilding the future.
This is Yang Ting, an 8th grader in junior high school. She's helping out here by translating doctor's instructions into Sichuan dialect, carefully describing dosages and schedules. She has been helping staff in this clinic since the very first day, making their work much easier. Her home is over an hour's walk away, but she and her brother are here each day.
I wake up at 5 each morning and do chores with mother and father. At 8, I walk an hour to get here and start work. It makes me happy.
This is her brother, Yang Hai, leading youngsters in a signing song. He is a junior in Luoshui High School and was in class just before the earthquake brought the building down. Yang Hai is troubled by memories of lost classmates, but he finds some relief in his work at the station.
I feel desolate and there's nothing to do. A few days ago we set up a tent in our home and there's nothing to do, and I start thinking about my classmates. The aunties and uncles here are very good and the children are all innocent and dear. It makes us happier.
Discovering happiness through giving. These youth are learning to forget their pain by helping others. Yang Hai and Yang Ting have already taken a large step along the road to recovery.
Apart from a soup kitchen and a free clinic, the Tzu Chi disaster relief team in Ponghua village of Mianzhu City also extended their service by providing free haircuts for local residents. Volunteers set up a simple hair cutting station to wash and cut hair of seniors and children.
Scissors in one hand, comb in another, members of the Tzu Chi disaster relief team are hairdressers for a day.
The weather is so hot, it feels very uncomfortable. If your hair is long, you sweat more and get dirty easily, so I thought a haircut would make their lives easier.
From washing to cutting, volunteers turn the site into a small salon just by setting up a few chairs and buckets. After the earthquake, electricity and water supplies are yet to be restored. Although they are not professional hairstylists, the volunteers saw the need of local residents and decided to provide free haircuts for them.
After the earthquake, I decided that I'm going to study hard so when I grow up I can repay my parents and society.
The familial hug shows the child's affection for Tzu Chi volunteers. The warmth and care from the disaster relief team has inspired the youngster, who is now part of the love cycle.